for me is such a weird brand because on one side, it's one of the brands that I have, like mainstream brands that I have the most like holy grails from, that I travel with, that I use all the time, that I've panned. But it's also one of the brands that I have decluttered the most from, where I have products where I'm like, I really do not like. And also a bunch of products where I hear other people loving them and I'm just not getting the hype. So I want to talk about, according to me, my preferences. What are the hits versus the misses when it comes to Fenty Beauty? And I'm going to be applying some of the products while we do it, basically. All of the products I'm going to be linking down below in case you're interested. I'll put the shades that I'm using as well in case you want to see what I'm using. I am a light medium with a golden, like a neutral golden undertone. Right now I have a little bit of a tan going on, so with some of these products I even have multiple shades, and I'm definitely using the darker shade right now. Just recently I got my first skincare product from Fenty, and you can see I haven't used that much yet. For a while there, Fenty skincare, this is the Fat Water, the original. For a while there, the Fenty skincare was a different brand on Sephora, but now it is, just dropped some on my chair. Now it is together. This smells very faintly of like cherries. It has Barbados cherries in there. Fenty is of course a celebrity brand owned by Rihanna, who is from Barbados. And the Fat Water is like a serum essence that is gooey enough so you definitely don't use like a cotton pad or anything for this. This is not a cleanser. This is something that you put on as like a skincare little serum, and I'm just going to use this as a little bit of a prep. If you're like me, this is a pore refining toner serum. And I also, for me, if you have like oily combo skin, I cannot do, a lot of people will do like a really thick moisturizer or even like a thin moisturizer. Sometimes it's just too much for me. Something that I've realized when I'm doing my makeup is one of these like either moisturizing serums or one of these more like thicker serum essences are perfect for me before makeup. It is just enough. And like you see, I haven't used this as much so far, but I love the texture, I love the feeling, and this one has a lot of niacinamide in it, if I'm not totally mistaken. Yes, this one has niacinamide in it, and it also has some ingredients to keep your skin clear. So this is perfect if you want to have smooth, clear skin and you just want to get rid of some texture, which I will say, as a 41-year-old woman, I will say that uneven texture, that's definitely the one skin concern, except of course like fine lines and wrinkles, but what are you going to do about that? That's the one skincare concern that I have, and niacinamide really helps with this, and I love how, like, the texture of this one. The second thing that I have from Fenty Skin, I said I only have one, but this one I actually got, I was in New York with YouTube for a YouTube event, and they gave me this one. This is the Butter Drop Whipped Oil Body Cream, and I will say my arms have been incredible. I never have dry skin, but I thought we'd try this one out today together. This doesn't smell really like anything. Oh my god, I'm gonna get it on my nose. Okay, the texture is not fully like a body butter, but it is definitely more firm than like the Sol de Janeiro cream, for example, like the Bum Bum cream. And I'm just gonna put a little bit on my arms. I kind of wish that it would have like a little bit of a scent. I know they have some of these with a scent, but I love scented body care products, and this one doesn't really do that. My skin looks delicious though. Oh, it looks so like juicy, and it went in. Wait, okay, I am actually very impressed with this formula, but I do want some like scent to it, because this doesn't really smell like anything, but that formulation is beautiful. I will say though, I will need to wash my hands after. So let me go and wash my hands, and we'll zoom in and we'll talk about the actual makeup, because this was just me having some initial thoughts about the body care and the skincare. And I will say, just somewhat first impression of these products, I will say that from what I've tried and from what I have heard, it seems like the skincare and body care is just honestly really nice products. It's when we get to the makeup products that I start having some like questions, and like stuff for me is either I love it or I've already decluttered it. One of my absolute favorite products in my entire collection is both of the Ease Drop. This is the stick and this is the liquid foundation. You can see I have this one in 2 different shades. I have it in 9 and I have it in 8, and we're going to be using 9 today, and I'm going to be honest, there is not that much left in this one. I'm going to be mixing this. They have this liquid highlighter. This is the Eavesdrop Lit All Over Glow Enhancer. I have it in Taffy Topaz number 2, and I'm going to be honest, I don't even know if this one still exists, but I really love it. I mentioned this one in... Oh my god, there's nothing left of this one. I mentioned... There is literally almost nothing left of this one. I mentioned this in a yearly favorite. I want to say 3 years ago. I still have it in my collection. I still love it. I'm gonna mix these together and we are gonna do this really nice glowy base. What I really love about the Eavesdrop line is that it is this really beautiful natural matte finish that gives you... And now I got foundation on my shirt. I hope I can get that away. I'm gonna actually put this foundation on and I'm gonna change my shirt. I might even try and see if I can get that one removed right away, because I do know that makeup is really hard to get off your clothes, and I usually never get any makeup on my clothes, and it's really unusual for me to do that. That's a shame. I will fix that. Anyways, this one is a natural matte foundation that lasts forever on me. This is like the most reliable foundations in my collection. I will say the stick is more of a natural glowy, and the liquid foundation is a little bit more natural matte. Of course, now mixing it with the liquid highlighter, it's gonna be a little bit more glowy, but I really love how these look together. I think you can see, it just looks really beautiful. It's gonna last all day on me. It's just gonna be an amazing product. But I have tried the other foundations. The full coverage matte foundation is way too heavy on my skin. It just looks and feels like a mask, and the longer I wear it throughout the day, the more I just want to like scrape it off. I just feel like that formula somehow just feels a little bit almost like non-sophisticated, even though I don't know. I remember when they launched with that one and everybody loved it because it had so many shades, but the formula is just too heavy for me. There are so many full coverage foundations on the market that I really enjoy. I just think that that one is too much. The same way that I feel like the full coverage foundation from Huda Beauty is also too much. So that is not for me. And then they released that glowy foundation that came out now, and it is just beautiful going on. But again, it's also a little heavy in formulation, according to me. And as someone who has like combo skin with an oily T-zone, it turns ridiculously dewy, let's say greasy on me immediately. So both of those foundations have been decluttered from my collection. I think for good reason. You're gonna like, you can tell me if you agree or not. But these are fantastic. And as you could see, or at least maybe hear in my commentary, I am almost out of this one in 9. Like there is very, very little left because I have been using that one throughout the years. And I know for a lot of people, like going through a foundation doesn't mean that much. But when you review makeup for a living and I probably have, 30 foundations in my collection right now, and I do a declutter each year. For this one to be a favorite for that many years and for me to actually like go through it, that does say something about how much I like it. Like it, love it, adore it. I just wanted to be a little chill and wear a t-shirt and then go just spilling all over myself. So love that for me. That's been great. I also did declutter that new concealer from Fenty. It was that creamy, something creamy. It was just too much. It creased on me immediately. It was one of those like super hydrating, thicker, creamier concealers that I see some people really enjoy those kind of concealers, but on me, someone who has a lot of like fine line, you can see a lot of fine lines going on in my under eyes and very, very thin skin under there. Those thicker concealers are just, that's a no-go. I have to set it with like baking, and then my skin under my eyes, I'm gonna use this one instead. This is the Bright Fix Eye Brightener Concealer. It's like a squeezy tube. I have it in Deep Butter, which is a yellow one. Those like really, really thick ones. I have to use so much powder that my under eyes look like a 200-year-old turtle. It's not the look we're going for. Or I just have to live with that they're gonna look extremely creasy and heavy And I just don't like that. So I like this one. I know that when they released this concealer, they released it as a concealer with a bunch of different shades, but eventually they actually discontinued this entire range except the corrector shades. And I'm pretty sure that this shade still exists, but as you can see, if you have more a golden undertone, this one works as a beautiful like under eye brightener and corrector all in one. They do have some other corrector shades as well, and I think that this is one of the most beautiful. The only thing, like, it's a squeezy tube, it's not that easy, but this is a beautiful medium coverage, light but still jelly texture that covers enough but is not heavy. And you can see it's super light under the eyes, and I just love how this looks. Again, this is probably so old that I shouldn't be using it. But here we are. Like, look at how beautiful that is. I think that looks stunning. I also will not be using the powder from Fenty. I also discontinued. I got rid of that one. I had it, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I love the One Size way more, I love the Huda way more, I love the Glam Light way more, I love even the NYX pressed powder more. It was just one of those powders where I was like, it's very meh, and it's just taking up space in my collection. And for me, it wasn't better than the other alternatives that I had, so I got rid of it. Same with the cream bronzer. Not my favorite cream bronzer, and also it's called the cream bronzer. I even had to go back and look. I'm gonna use the Glam Light powder. I had to go back and look at Sephora. I'm like, is this a bronzer or is it called a contour? Because I will say, the shade that I got, and it says that it is for light medium, I had Macchiato. Again, also decluttered. I cannot show you this one because I don't have it. It is so cool toned that on me, it just looks like a gray contour. So if you are looking for maybe a bronzer that's the opposite of warm, but I just think that this is more of a contour, honestly. At least the lighter shades, and even again up to the light medium shade, it is just so incredibly cool tone on me. So I saved it to use as a contour every now and then. And then I realized I don't contour. This is just taking up space in my collection. And I never went back to see if there was another shade that was better for me, because I just thought the formula was meh. On the other hand though, one of my absolute holy grails in my collection is the powder bronzer. Be prepared for this. Look at this pan. One of my favorite bronzers in my collection. This is in Private Island. Yes, Private Island. It is this beautiful light to medium bronzer with this lovely golden undertone, and it is just the best. And again, I should probably get a new one. I don't know how old this is, and clearly I've gotten my fair use out of it, but I just love how this looks. I think it is the most perfect bronzer. I've been traveling with this so much. It has this really nice matte finish, but it doesn't look like heavy or powdery. It is pigmented, but not overly pigmented. You can see I have to go back and build up a little bit so that I don't overdo it straight away. It's super buildable, super blendable, and I mean, you can tell. I love this one. One of the best products at Sephora, quite honestly. I decided to do a little browse before we get into a makeup product that I have loved for years, that I quite honestly think is just so beautiful. I am a lover of a warm, yellow-leaning orange cheek. And for this to come out for a really long time ago, and I hope it's still available. I don't even know. I will link what I can down below, and also, of course, in the YouTube shopping. This is Fuego Flush, and this is an orange that is golden leaning with shimmer. It is so beautiful. I love this formula. I love this packaging. I love that they're like smaller. I don't go through blushes. I mean, I've had this literally for 100 years and I have not gone through it. And I just think this is so beautiful. So let's see if we can put a little bit of that just to... so beautiful! Just to warm up the cheeks a little bit. If you have a warmer undertone or a golden undertone, an orange blush is just beautiful. That's why I did an orange blush like with my own brand, because I love how this looks especially when you have a little tan going on. It's just something so warm and yummy about it, and I just think that this is so beautiful. I have still not tried the powder blushes because I feel like people are giving the powder blushes the same review as I'm giving the entire Fenty brand, which is 50% of people absolutely love it, and 50% of people say, it's not worth it. You know what? I would try something else. And the colors that are available at Sephora weren't really my favorites, and quite honestly, maybe I should make an order from the website, because I also saw they had those new like sparkly eyeshadow crayons on the website, and I haven't seen that at Sephora either, and that really beautiful like lip oils in different flavors. Those might though be available. Those are the cooling ones at Sephora. I want to get the cucumber one. So maybe I am due to make an order from the website, because I do want to try the powder blushes to see which camp I am in. Am I in camp meh, or am I in camp this is amazing? Another thing that is after this one, this is my favorite product from Fenty, and I think they're discontinuing it, and my inner child is crying because the highlighters from Fenty, these that are called the Demi Glow, I have Yum Rum and I have Prosecco. Prosecco is the lighter one. I think these are being discontinued. This is the lighter one, and now that I have a tan, this is very... I'm not making sense because I love these so much. This is a very blinding highlighter. They have like a skin tone base, so they look very natural and translucent on the skin. The Yum Rum one is a little bit broken, but it's beautiful. I have a sneaking suspicion that this is the reason why they are being discontinued, because they are a little bit fragile, as you can see. I'm just gonna keep it like this, and you can see they're baked on. Usually they have like a little net like this, and they're like baked on. This is just a beautiful, beautiful formula. Yum Rum is my absolute favorite. This formula is beautiful. This is what I want to say about her website. You can get this formula on a very steep discount. Look at how beautiful this is. And you see, you can't see it. And then, woo! And on her website, way more shades are available than on Sephora. So if you have been looking at this on sale at Sephora, check out the Fenty website instead. I will have the YouTube shopping, like I said, pop up here somewhere. More shades are available. And this is one of my favorite highlighter formulas ever. Because like, look at that. And then nothing. Bam. This is what we were hoping that highlighters was going to give us in 2017, and instead it was just a stripe. But yeah, if I could recommend you to try anything from this video, it would be this highlighter, and it would be, if you haven't tried the Eavesdrop foundation, it is, like I said, my most like reliable foundation for traveling, for the summertime, and because it has a customizable level of coverage, and you can easily blend this formula with any of those like liquid highlighters, liquid bronze drops, anything like that to like sheer it out a little bit. It's such a great versatile formula if you're traveling and you only want to bring one foundation. Also plastic, it travels super easily. But look at this. I just think this is beautiful. Again, don't sleep on this one. It is so beautiful. What I will say, when they released the brand initially, they had those other highlighters. They're a little bit more on the, I don't want to say chunky, but they're a little bit more thicker in consistency. I have tried them out. I have swatched them. I've tried my friends' versions of them. They are a little bit thicker on the skin, and they do have a little bit more of a visible base, giving them that like a little bit of a 2017 feel, while this are feeling much more sophisticated and modern. I also have tried those sparkle highlighters, and if you like a sparkly highlighter, they are really beautiful, and they do give like a wet look on the cheek and that sparkly look without being too much. Again, there is this sophistication. Sometimes more sparkles isn't better. More is not always more when it comes to sparkle. And when it comes to the sparkly Fenty highlighters, I definitely think that they have a really beautiful, perfect amount of sparkle for a wet looking cheek without being a stripe if you are looking for that. I am not though, and I've swatched them so many times in store, and every time I'm like, should I? But I know I wouldn't get a lot of use out of it. This one though, words cannot explain. I'm going to talk about some lip products now, and I'm going to talk about some things that I love, some things that I really do not love, some things that I fished out of my declutter bin. And one of them that I decluttered is the lip liner from Fenty. So I'm going to use this one from Nabla. You can see I love this so much. This is number 2, I think. This is the Nabla close-up liners. And oh, it's actually number 1. You can see I really, really love this one. I'm almost out. The lip liners from Fenty, so many people love them. I think they are too pigmented, too creamy. And I feel like they're giving you, it's a 0 to 100. In a swipe, you get that super thick, creamy, it almost like bunches up. And I want a lip liner that is, I don't want a dry lip liner, but it can't be so creamy that I can't customize how thin I want the line to be, how pigmented I want the line to be. This one, like, it's a little bit more versatile. It's creamy. Like you can see, I don't have to like tug this formula, but it's not that straight out of the gate, just thick line straight out of the gate. I didn't like that at all. That lip liner, it's already decluttered. Okay, the other thing that I personally didn't love from the brand is actually their shiny lipsticks. And this is a very big favorite for the brand. And I understand who this is for. I got the shade, sort of selfish. I love a shiny lip that is kinda transparent. I love a matte lip that is fully opaque, and I love a glossy lip that's kind of transparent. This is opaque and glossy. That is just not my preference. So if you love that, you might like these. These are a little bit the same as the lip liner, whereas that they are very pigmented straight out of the gate. Again, not my absolute favorite way of wearing glossy lips, and that's why I decluttered this one. But if that sounds amazing to you, something where you get like a lot of gloss and color on just one swipe, and it's super glossy and it's in a stick, I think you might like these. I just know for me, that's not my preference. Who remembers how hyped these were? These were the lip stains by Fenty. I still have mine. I still love it. This is the orange one that is called, oh my god, Zesty Bestie. These are great. They sold out and they were out of stock for a really long time. I feel like so many brands are doing lip stains right now, and I feel like you could probably get so many different ones from different brands. With that being said, this is a great lip stain. These colors are beautiful, the longevity is beautiful, they feel great on the lip, they don't overly dry out your lips, and the packaging is beautiful and they don't leak, and it has a really satisfying click at the end. So I will say, yes, you could probably get a lip stain for less money, but this is still great. And you can see the colors at the top. So I definitely do recommend this one. I think it's a great lip stain. And I also feel like this is the product, I think that was 2 summers ago, that started this immense craze with lip stains. But what we are going to be trying today is something that I also got in PR when I was in New York. And this is the new Gloss Bomb Oil. This is a luminizing lip oil and gloss. And I got Fuzzy and Miss Jellyfish. So these are really fun colors. The fuzzy one, of course, is a little bit more of a pink color, and I usually don't do, and this is why I didn't buy these oils, because they are sparkly. And you can see the fuzzy one is not as sparkly. It's more like a warm pink with some cool tone sparkles, but the Miss Jellyfish is definitely sparkly. This is a purple with blue sheen to it, and I think we're going to be trying this one out, and we'll see again how this one feels. Applicator is looking really nice and juicy. This smells like cupcake batter in the best way possible. It's probably one of the best scents I've ever had on a lip product. Like literally like cupcake batter. I love the consistency of this lip oil. I love a lip oil that, again, this is a lip oil gloss that has a little bit of substance to it, so that it lays on the lips for a little while and doesn't just sink in immediately. If I want something that just sinks in immediately, I'll just wear it for bed, and then I definitely don't want a purple blue sparkle one. I cannot get over how good that smell is. Is that like vanilla cake batter? It's so delicious. I think that looks really pretty. It is not It is sparkly, but it's not sparkly to the point where it looks weird. Because there are some sparkle glosses that are so sparkly that it's just almost looking like you're a robot. And I'm not out here... I'm not out here trying to ask the Wizard of Oz for... Is it a brain? I keep forgetting if it's a brain or a heart. I think it's a brain. That's actually really pretty though. I'm not against that. I usually don't do sparkly ones, and maybe the pink one will be even better. But that's... You know what? I like that. I wanted to buy one of those like satin liquid lipsticks from Fenty. They smell so bad. My friend told me, she was like, this literally smells like downstairs of a lady who hasn't showered. And honestly, she's not wrong. I may have destroyed these lip products for you for forever now. I've smelled them in Sephora. They all smell like that. Like, I've smelled the testers. I've smelled one of my friend's ones that she brought on a trip. They smell absolutely horrific. And I don't know if this is the scent of the product or if they just go bad quickly. But the colors are beautiful. I've heard amazing things about the formula. But now that I know what I know about the scent, I just cannot put that on my lips. Sorry if I destroyed this product for you, but if they could smell like this, vanilla cupcakes, oh, sign me up for all the colors. And that's it. And now you're probably gonna be like, what about the eye makeup? Yeah, what about the eye makeup, Fenty? When are you gonna do great eye makeup? Not even asking for a friend, I'm asking for me. So a while ago on my channel, I did do a full face of Fenty, and I tried the eye pencil from Fenty, and it was one of the worst products I've ever tried from Sephora. It was so dry, it was so crumbly, it literally crumbled off my eyes. It was just an absolutely awful product, and I decluttered it with speed, okay? That eyeliner pencil left my collection with ease, okay? It was like expedited out of my collection. Bye-bye. Nobody missed that one. The eyeshadow, I never bought any of them because I didn't think they looked that pretty. And then I tried a palette from a friend and I was so underwhelmed that I was just like, no, I don't want to buy any of these. These are extremely mediocre. And for a very understanding reason, these are extremely discounted on Sephora. I think that these are being phased out. I think they're selling out the last stock, but I'm telling you right now, I think they're like $15 right now, but you can get something for $15 at ColourPop that is a million times better than these eyeshadows. And that was always the problem with Fenty eyeshadows. Usually when you pay a premium for Sephora makeup, it's because you're expecting to get a little bit more elevated formulas, usually a bigger shade range when it comes to complexion products, and at least better packaging and just at least as good quality products as the drugstore, preferably better. But these were better than ColourPop. These weren't better than Juvia's Place. These are not better than even like Profusion. Like, there are so many brands at Sephora that do good eyeshadows. Natasha Denona, Makeup by Mario. I really like Danessa Myricks. I actually really enjoyed even like the quality from Charlotte Tilbury, even though I think that the color stories are somewhat a little underwhelming, at least the quality isn't. So for Fenty to release these small eyeshadow palettes, and them just being these really underwhelming quality, and let's be honest, color stories too, and then just never trying again is a little bit surprising. But maybe this is something to remember as well. And I've talked about this with my friends that are creators and my friends that are brand owners. Not every brand needs to be the best at everything. It is okay for a brand to not have eyeshadows. It is okay for a brand to be great at other things. And I think some brands also look at like Rare Beauty. When was the last time they released any eyeshadows? Both Fenty and Rare Beauty has released eyeshadow crayons since then. And I feel like maybe when you are like known for being really good at complexion products and lip products, as both Rare Beauty and Fenty is, maybe just keeping it casual with some eyeshadow crayons is a better way to go. And then when powder eyeshadows are coming back in style, maybe do like round 2. Better formulas, more interesting color stories. And that's why I don't have any eye makeup. because I don't have the eyeshadow crayons to try. I like trying out new things, but I didn't buy the eyeshadow crayons because all the colors are extremely neutral, and that's just a neutral eyeshadow crayon just will not be something I buy because I will reach for it so rarely. They do have a mascara. I'm not a mascara lover. Mascara is probably the most boring step of my routine. Mascaras and brows, it's the most boring step of my routine. I hate reviewing mascaras. I think it's super, super boring. I'll do it, but I won't enjoy it. I love cheek products. I love foundation. I love powders. I love eyeshadows. I love lip products. Brow products and like mascaras, they're boring. They're a necessity. I don't like watching people review them. I don't like reviewing them myself. I love finding good products and I love recommending good products, but I don't want to show you and harp on that in every video. So I guess that's why I haven't tried any of those from Fenty. If there's anything from Fenty that is your favorite that I haven't tried, let me know. And please also, do you agree with me that Fenty, like I said in the beginning, it's one of those brands where I either love the product and it's a holy grail for years and years and years, or it's a product that I immediately dislike and I declutter it from my collection within a year. That's been the experience for me. I would love to hear your thoughts. Also, I did smell the perfume in store and that's an absolute no for me. That smelled like old potpourri to me. I did not like it at all, but again, I've heard people love it. It's their holy grail fragrance. Not for me. I had my husband smell it and his comment was like, "What, you're not buying that, right?" Because he didn't like it either. So maybe it's one of those like water dividers where people either hate it or love it. So let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you're having a great day. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you soon again in a new video.